Hello, today I'm going to teach you how to make a pillbox fascinator. The name of this mold, the shape of this mold is called pillbox. The diameter, measurement across from the base, one end to the other is 6¾ inches. I have covered it with a plastic material. This is to stop the chemicals that I use from going onto the wood. We want to preserve the wood the way it is. We don't want to damage it. So I have actually used a plastic bag to cover it. You can cover it with cling film or any other plastic bag. And after covering it, you need to put some oil, vegetable oil. In this case, I'm using shea butter on it. This prevents the material from sticking onto the mold when it's dry and you are removing it, so that the fascinator will keep its shape. So this makes it easy for you to remove the mold from the fabric. This is the fabric that we are using. I decided to use 3 pieces of fabric. Usually, most milliners use 2, but in this case, I want to use 3 to give it a better effect. And before you mold, the fabric is cinnamon fabric. Before you mold, you need to wet it a little bit. So I'm going to use water to wet the fabric. Stretch it out a little bit and then apply it to the mold. So this is how it is. It becomes very soft and pliable when you wet it. So instead of putting the fabric one on top of the other like this, I'm going to turn it a little bit crosswise because I want to give a very nice effect to the fascinator. This is the 3rd fabric. Usually you use only 2 pieces, but in this case I'm using 3 to give a stronger fascinator base. So I'm going to go ahead and add the 3rd fabric. Now you put the fascinator mold onto the fabric and you begin to apply the pins. These are the pins I use. Sometimes you may get a slightly different pin from this one. If you go to the milliner store, you may get a slightly different pin to this one. But in where I live, this is the kind of pins that we use, and it's quite effective, though not very strong. So before you mold, you should visualize that this is north, this is my south, this is my east, and this is my west. When you are molding, you mold from north, south, east, and west. So please pay attention. You grab hold of the 3 pieces of material at the same time. You steady yourself, and then you put the pin in, and then this is, you can use a small hammer, but this is a wooden thing that we use, I use in my kitchen to mash vegetables or potatoes, or anything that needs mashing. It's like a blender stick. Yes, but it's wooden. So this is what I'm using. You can use a hammer, a small hammer. My hands are a little slippery. You put 3 pins in here, and you make sure that you remove as many creases from the mold. What you are doing, you need to make sure you have very few creases in the fabric. So I have finished my north. I'm going to my south. So you pull the material up away from you, and then you apply the pins. The wood is not very hard, so you can actually push the pins through. But if you want to make it firm, you have to hit it a couple of times with my hammer or my wooden stick. Okay, so now this is my east. I'm going to pull the fabric up